are many powerful characters in One Piece, some of which have crazy devil fruits. But what about those who don't have devil fruits? These are the strongest non-devil fruit users in One Piece, starting with Scopper Gaban, one of the top fighters of the Roger pirates and the left-hand man of the Pirate King himself. Gaban stood alongside Silver's Rayleigh, serving as one of Roger's most trusted and powerful crew members. His true power and abilities haven't been revealed in the series, although it's implied that he is exceptionally strong and can go toe-to-toe with even Kozuki Oden. In battle, he uses 2 axes, but like many characters in One Piece who don't rely on devil fruit powers, Gaban's strength likely comes from his mastery of Haki. Gaban also likely has a very high bounty that crosses 1 billion berries. Makes sense for the Pirate King's left-hand man. But what about the future Pirate King's left-hand man? Sanji joined Luffy's crew early on and has been kicking butt and frying fish ever since. His fighting style is all about his legs, and he doesn't use his hands to fight because he needs them for cooking. His legs are insanely strong, capable of breaking bones and armor like they're twigs. But this is where things heat up, quite literally. Sanji can make his leg catch on fire, increasing the power of his kicks without burning himself. But Sanji has insane observation Haki, which lets him sense attacks before they even happen, making him a tough target to hit. He's also been seen using armament Haki, making his already deadly kicks even more powerful. Sanji proves that you don't need devil fruit powers to be a powerhouse. Through sheer will and physical training, he stands toe-to-toe with monsters across the seas. And speaking of the sea, this guy was so powerful in the water, they called him the first son of the sea. Jinbe is a fishman and former warlord of the sea and the current helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates. Before joining Luffy's crew, he was the captain of the Sun Pirates, fighting for fishman rights and freedom. Jinbe's main style of fighting is fishman karate, a martial art that uses the water in and around everything to deliver devastating blows. And trust me, it's not just for show. This guy can send a shockwave through water so powerful, it can just straight up KO most enemies. Jinbe is proficient in both armament and observation Haki. This means he can harden his body to defend against attacks and sense his opponent's moves before they even make them. Even without his fishman karate, Jinbe's physical strength and stamina are off the charts. He's tough enough to take hits from some of the strongest characters in the series and just keep on swimming. Jinbe proves you don't need devil fruit powers to be a boss in the One Piece world. His mastery of fishman karate, Haki skills, and incredible physical strength make him a force to be reckoned with, both in and out of the water. Now, Jinbe may be strong, but this guy intimidated an admiral. Beckman is the right-hand man of Shanks, which already puts him in the major leagues, since he's rolling with one of the most powerful, dangerous crews out there. Think of him as the brainy brawler type, the guy who's always 3 steps ahead in a fight. Not much is known about Beckman's specific powers, because One Piece loves to keep us guessing, but what is clear is that he's got brains and brawn, that's for sure. He's been shown to stop admirals in their tracks with just his presence and a pointed gun, suggesting he's not just strong, but insanely intimidating. And while it's not explicitly spelled out, you can bet that Beckman is a master of Haki. Being able to hang with the top dogs of the pirate world and serve as Shanks' first mate pretty much guarantees he's got both armament and observation Haki down. Beckman is often seen with a rifle slung over his shoulder, but don't think he's just about long-range attacks. This dude likely knows how to handle all kinds of weapons, making him versatile and unpredictable in a scrap. In a world where eating a magical fruit can turn you into a rubber man or make you quake the actual Earth, Beckman proves you don't need those powers to be a beast. His strength comes from raw skill and experience. Now that's a powerful first mate. And if we're going to talk about first mates, we got to talk about the most iconic first mate of the series. Zoro. Zoro is the Straw Hat Swordsman and one of Luffy's first crewmates. Before becoming a pirate, he was hunting down pirates for bounty. And his dream? To become the world's greatest swordsman. Tough as nails, loyal to a fault, and can sleep through anything except a good fight, Zoro wields 3 swords, one in each hand and one in his mouth. Like it's no big deal. Like it sounds crazy, but he makes it work, slicing through steel and enemies alike. He's mastered 2 types of Haki, armament and observation. Zoro's physical strength is off the charts. He's lifted building-sized weights and taken hits that would sink ships, all in a day's work. His pain tolerance and willpower are just actually legendary, pushing through injuries that would sideline anyone else. Zoro has some of the world's most renowned swords, like the Wado Ichimonji, Sandai Kitetsu, and Enma. These are not your average swords. They're grade A legendary blades with histories and powers that only Zoro can fully unleash. Even without a devil fruit, you forget this dude doesn't have a devil fruit sometimes. Zoro's raw power and sword skills puts him on par with the world's toughest fighters. He sliced through massive obstacles, defeated top tier enemies, and can even cut through fire and nothingness itself. Now that is a really ridiculously strong swordsman. But this next guy is known as the greatest swordsman alive. Dracule Mihawk, also known as Hawkeyes, is the kind of guy everyone knows not to mess with. He used to be a warlord of the sea, which is a big deal since it means he was recognized by the world government as one of the strongest pirates around. But really, he's in it for the challenge. His goal is to find a worthy opponent who can actually make him break a sweat. Mihawk's sword skills are second to none. He can take on entire fleets with a single slash. His precision, speed, and power all top-notch, making him a master of his craft. He wields Yoru, one of the 12 supreme grade swords, which is as ominous as it is powerful. It's so sharp, Mihawk can cut through giant ships and massive icebergs with ease. While the specifics aren't spelled out, it's a safe bet that Mihawk is a master of Haki. He's got the observation Haki to predict his opponent's moves, and the armament Haki to make his already deadly attacks that much more lethal. He shows that you don't need devil fruit powers to become a legend. His strength and reputation are all due to his own hard work and talent, and that is one scary dude. Speaking of scary, we got a legendary character that was the right-hand man to the Pirate King himself, Silver's Rayleigh. Rayleigh is the former first mate of the Roger pirates, and after Roger's death and the crew's disbandment, Rayleigh took a chill pill and started living a low-key life as a coding mechanic at Salbody Archipelago. But don't let his retirement fool you. When push does comes to shove, Rayleigh shoves. He can throw down with the best of them because he is the best of them. Rayleigh's a boss when it comes to Haki. Armament, observation, you name it. Even the rare Conqueror's Haki, which lets him straight up overpower the wills of others. He's like the hockey professor you wish you had. Rayleigh can go blade to blade with the world's greatest swordsman. He's incredibly skilled using a long curved sword that he wields with precision and power. Even without a named blade, he makes it clear that in his hands, any sword can become legendary. Dude's old, but he does not let that stop him. He's got strength, speed, reflexes that put younger fighters to shame. He can swim through the calm belt and hold his own against an admiral, all without a devil fruit, mind you. Yeah, he's that good. But this guy traveled with Whitebeard and Gol D Roger and was even a daimyo for a whole region. Kozuki Oden, the legend from Wano country, wasn't just any samurai. He was the samurai. A dude so epic that his life story sounds like something out of a wild, action-packed anime, which, well, it is. Here's why Oden is remembered as one of the mightiest non-devil fruit users to ever pick up a blade. Oden had sword skills that were off the charts. He wielded two legendary blades, Enma and Ami no Habakiri, both capable of cutting through nigh anything. And guys, I'm not talking about just paper or bamboo here. We're talking giant beasts, mountain-sized foes, guys. Oden's physical power was monstrous. The guy could take on groups of enemies without breaking a sweat, clash with the likes of Whitebeard and Gol D Roger, and come out smiling. Oden's toughness was, I sound like a broken record, legendary. He survived boiling oil like a boss, carried his retainers for an hour during it, showing a level of endurance that's just mind-shattering. Oden's strength wasn't just physical, it was his willpower, his unbreakable spirit, the cliche anime things he is. His drive to achieve his dreams set him apart from everyone else. He faced off against some of the most powerful figures in the world, never backed down once. That is a legendary warrior. Take that, Poe. But this next character was so powerful, they gave him the title of Sword God. Ryuma was a samurai from Wano country who lived centuries ago and still celebrated in tales and songs across the land. Ryuma was known for his unparalleled skill with the blade. He wasn't just swinging a katana around willy-nilly, he was creating art down here, slicing foes with moves so smooth they'd make butter jealous. Ryuma earned the title of Dragon Slayer after, you guessed guessed it, slaying a dragon that threatened Wano. This wasn't your average backyard lizard, guys. This was a beast that terrorized an entire nation, and Ryuma took it down like it was nothing. That feat alone cements his rep as a top-tier fighter, but it gets even better. Even though specific details are scarce, you don't become a legend without having the muscle to back it up. Ryuma's physical abilities, speed, and reflexes had to be insane for him to pull off this incredible feat attributed to him, along with other feats that are too great. I don't have time to mention them all in this video. Ryuma's sword, Shusui, is his legendary partner in crime. It's a black blade, one of the rarest and most coveted types of swords in the entire One Piece world. Shusui isn't just a weapon, it's a symbol of Ryuma's strength and the deeds that made him a legend. Now, before we get into the last three, make sure you subscribe for more epic One Piece content like this. Now, if we're talking about legendary things and epicosity, we gotta talk about the one and only hero of the Marines, Monkey D. Garp. Garp is a vice admiral in the Marines and the kind of guy who doesn't really need an introduction in the One Piece universe. He's also the grandpa of Monkey D. Luffy, and despite his high rank, Garp is known for his laid-back attitude, except when it comes to throwing down against pirates. Oh, and he's got this little thing about turning down promotions because he likes being in the thick of the action. Garp's main weapon? His fracking fists, dude! So not only is he turning down promotions to avoid sitting in a chair, wanting to go straight in front lines in war times, he doesn't even bring a gun or a sword. He's got his boys on him. This dude's punches are so frighteningly powerful. They might as well be considered weapons of mass destruction. He sent many a pirate flying with just a swing of his arm accidentally. No devil fruit? No problem. Garp's raw strength is enough to make anyone think twice about challenging him to anything, much less a fight. He's also a pro at using Haki. I mean, like, of course he is. He's got both armament Haki and observation. He isn't just dishing out hits. He can take them too. He's been in the game long enough to have clashed with the strongest out there, including the Pirate King, Gol D Roger, and lived to tell the tale. Garp's rep comes from his history of going toe-to-toe with the most dangerous pirates of his time. His battles are stuff of legend, showing you don't need supernatural magic rubber powers when you've got skills like his. Now that is one scary grandpa. Now, this next character is arguably the strongest character in the entire franchise, and he's only got one arm. Red-haired Shanks. And despite losing an arm to a Sea King while saving Luffy, he's still a force to be reckoned with across the seas. First off, Shanks is a master of Conqueror's Haki, which is that top-tier ability that lets him overpower the wills of others. He can knock out weaker opponents with just his presence, basically auto-farming mobs. His Haki is so strong, it's said to have damaged the physical structure of Whitebeard's ship just by him being there. Shanks wields a saber with unmatched skill despite being one-armed. It's like the arm was holding him back or something. His duels, especially the ones with Mihawk, the world's greatest swordsman, remind you, are legendary. Even with one arm, he's considered a top swordsman, which speaks volumes about his skill level. Besides Conqueror's Haki, Shanks likely has mastery over the other two forms of Haki as well, making him versatile in both offense and defense. Details are a bit scarce as always, but given his status and feats, it's a safe bet. Shanks has a way of influencing those around him, from fellow pirates to the highest ranks of the world's government. His role in ending the Marineford War and his ability to call a ceasefire speaks to his power and respect across the world. As a captain, Shanks leads by example. He's not about conquering territories, seeking treasure. His focus is on adventure and protecting his crew and other mysteries that have yet to be revealed. His leadership style has earned him undying loyalty and admiration from his crew and fear from his enemies. The dude's not just about brawn either, he's got the brains to back it up. He's always thinking several steps ahead, whether in negotiations with the world government or in preventing entire wars. His strategic approach to piracy ensures he and his crew stay ahead of the game at all times. Shanks' actions speak louder than his words, from giving Luffy his cherished straw hat to his mysterious connections with figures like Gol D Roger and the world government. Every move the dude makes shakes the seas. He's a man of principle, standing for a balance in in the world, ensuring that balance is maintained. Comment no devil fruit if you've made it to the end. And lastly, you know him, you love him, Gol D Roger, the captain of the Roger Pirates and the first to reach the final island of the Grand Line, earning him the title of Pirate King. This guy's journey inspired the great pirate era, encouraging dreamers and adventurers to set sail in search of the One Piece, the greatest treasure left by Roger at Laugh Tale. And Roger is arguably the strongest character in all of One Piece, and it's even crazier that he doesn't have a devil fruit. Roger was a beast when it came to Haki. He mastered all three types: Conqueror's, Armament, Observation. Specifically, his Conqueror's Haki was so intense, it could match that of Whitebeard, creating shockwaves when their weapons clashed. Part of Roger's strength was his sheer willpower and, honestly, dude, charisma. He could inspire his crew to follow him to the ends of the earth and face down hell itself. Any challenge, really, with a grin. Being the Pirate King isn't just about strength, it's about adventure, finding One Piece, and understanding the true history of the world. Roger achieved all of this without any devil fruit powers, relying on solely his skills, crew, and determination. Now that is crazy, but not as crazy as this video on your screen right now. Go watch it!